Hello Pisces seekers, welcome back to the Existential Shift, and let's do your tarot scope for this coming month. I'm working with the Spellcasters Tarot, because you guys are spellcasters. Sorry, I didn't mean for it to sound like I'm kissing your ass. Kind of sounded like that. Anyway, my lovely spellcasters, let's have a look into the energies and guidance and situation of this month. Knight of Swords. So someone is coming in strong, fast, have a lot to say. I think it might come as a surprise to you, Pisces. I don't think you see it coming. I think someone is either upset or you're upset, but either way, the cards will be on the table. Or maybe it recently has already happened or is happening as we speak, because these are current energies that we begin with. Show me more for Pisces after this Knight of Swords. Four of Pentacles. So someone... Knight of Swords, Four of Pentacles. This is a challenging energy of someone wanting something right now, right here, right now, from someone who doesn't want to give anything right here, right now. Like they're holding their ground, they're protective over their either emotions or finances or knowledge or whatever it is. And whatever this Knight of Swords wants, this Four of Pentacles is not giving. Or is at least trying to avoid giving for as long as possible. This is a very uncomfortable energy, most especially for you guys, which by the most parts you don't like conflict. But this is very direct and in your face kind of energy. King of Wands. And I feel like you're kind of standing up to it. I'm picking up that your energy is more the King of Wands here, where you're like, no, this is not how it works. This is how it works. We can't do it this fast and this furious. We need to be more methodical, more thoughtful. Now, normally I would say that about the King of Swords, but I'm picking up from this King of Wands that, you know, he's adventurous and passionate, but in a way that makes sense. He wouldn't gamble all his chips. He wouldn't put all his eggs in one basket. Someone wants to be the responsible adult over others who are not really into behaving like a responsible adult. Show me more for this story. What's going on for Pisces? Explain more. There's a lot of masculine energy also on the table. The World. Lovely. Yeah, and I feel like taking the high road that is more mellow as opposed to melodramatic is the thing that achieves results in whatever this is that is coming up. Some of you are in a conflict or an uncomfortable situation that will get resolved by, I would say, April. Next season. End of March, April. I'm picking up March 21st, April 21st. Maybe it will diverse between some of you. Don't stay stuck on the 21, but somewhere around that time. Show me more. Some of you are getting a promotion. Wow. Some of you, if you are competing for a promotion or for an advancement of some sort or any type of competition, there is certain success towards, once again, Aries season around April, in or around April. So anywhere between end of March to May. It might be a little bit uncomfortable until then, but I see it really getting resolved in your favor during that time. I would say more towards April, May. But this next couple of months, February, if you know what I'm talking about, February will feel uncomfortable a little bit. March will bring wisdom, and April, May will bring the stamp. Be either victory or promotion or declaring of something like that. Interesting. Show me more. Don't worry, guys. We just started. So let's see what comes up for love and things like that. The cards have a way of presenting different things from like different groups of seekers that are watching in an artistic way. So it will come up. In worst case, watch your other placements. Okay? I do recommend watching your current month's reading. I'm recording this at the end of January, so feel free to watch your January. All right. Show me more, please. For Pisces, 7 of Swords. And within this narrative, someone who will be, someone's going to be a sour loser, like really not be happy about a result that will for sure be in your favor. Now, of course, you can reverse the roles, and if you're a cross watcher, so maybe it's you and the Pisces is being like that. Take it as it speaks to you. Okay, love? All right. But the 7 of Swords, I'm picking up on someone that will try to avoid responsibility for their part. For example, you know, like politicians, when they're during election time, they will say one thing, and then afterwards they will, okay, let's say someone says, I will not sit with this person in the coalition, or I will not cooperate with this person, to kind of appeal to their voters. But then once they're voted in or the election end, then they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to actually work with this person because now there's something that we need to do, and I actually never said that, or I meant this and that, I didn't mean it like that. You know, trying to kind of, but it was too obvious. The words that were said were too clear, too obvious, maybe even recorded, documented. So the person who's trying to avoid responsibility, or will try, because keep in mind this is going into the next month, so come back to this by the end of February and make the connections. They will probably try to like avoid or pretend like what they did or what they said didn't happen, but it's like it's like black ink on white paper, so it's pretty clear. And you're almost entertained by it. You'll be almost entertained because you'll be at a calmer place, a more victorious place where you can, you know, sit back and be like, well, they can bark as much as they want. You know, like the swan song kind of thing. Someone just like being full of it when they're obviously lost. And then we have 8 of Wands and 3 of Cups. This will not ruin your celebration. You're winning something, celebrating something. You might be traveling. This could be work, by the way, but it doesn't have to be. You might be traveling to celebrate something, an accomplishment, or part of your work. This will be with individuals that you'll enjoy, or you might meet people there that you'll have a lot of fun with. Maybe you're going for a convention of some sort, and you're meeting like-minded people, and then you're going out for drinks after the convention or something like that, and it really clicks, right? It doesn't have to be romantic. So those of you out there who are partnered with someone who travels for work, don't jump. This is not a third-party thing. I'm not necessarily seeing an affair, not at all. It's just like connecting to a group of people that is in a way new, but that makes sense, like a bit like that really hot vibe on the same frequency and see eye to eye. Feels like discovering soul family. Too many cards, but High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Just have her in mind. That's too many cards. It might feel a little rocky, Aqua season, in the beginning, but especially towards mid-February and going into Pisces season, things are picking up in such a fun, different way. Like you'll feel like it's completely two different months in 1 month, energy-wise. Like it goes from non-cooperation to cooperation. Hopefully it's with the people that you didn't see eye to eye with at first, but it could be just changing environment and suddenly feeling at ease. You're like, oh, this feels so much better. It's like leaving one job where everyone were in each other's throats and being used to a really hostile work environment, and then changing environment, or starting a different job where everyone is just super cool and fun to hang out with and communication flows, and you're like, wow, what have I been missing out on? Work can be fun. Three of Pentacles, wonderful cooperation, wonderful group effort, team effort that is fun and flowing, same mindset. There's a lot of, agreement, seeing eye to eye. You'll feel like you're learning from each other. You're going into an environment that will do you so good. I feel like some of you are leaving a toxic environment and going into intentionally being like, no, I can't. Maybe if this is a Two of Wands, by the way, if this is a promotion of some sort, if you are staying in the same environment but going up a level, then it's like the people who are in that level with you are very, very different than where you were. Okay, so let's say you've been promoted to a different position, so the people in the same position that are now like you're joining their tribe or their office space or their meetings and stuff, it makes more sense now. You're like, oh, so happy to arrive here. This doesn't have to be an office space. This could be projects, work, even if you're an artist and you work with people. It could be theater, could be movies, could be music, could be band members, could be so many things, but you're just feeling like you're enjoying it. It's remembering why you're doing what you're doing, why you love doing what you're doing. Two of Wands denote that there might be a new direction that it will inspire you to take, or maybe you'll want to learn something new. I'm still not picking up on romance. Normally, what isn't getting picked up on throughout the general reading comes up in the extended. No promises, because it all depends on what the cards bring out. They might choose to go deeper into this narrative, but if they do, I'll probably deliberately ask about love, but we'll see. Maybe we'll come up here. Show me more, please, for Pisces, the messages that they need to hear that are most beneficial to them. Show me more for February. Next coming month for Pisces, please. Oh, there she is. She wanted to come out, and there she is, the High Priestess. So I have two threes, Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles, followed by two twos. Two of Wands, and the High Priestess is number 2. I feel like you're learning a secret of some sort. Something you didn't know. Maybe you overhear a group of people talking, or maybe you learn something in an academic environment or in a team environment that really surprises you and kind of opens up your mind to other levels and other layers of mindset and way of thinking. That, this could be something really ancient, like something that you thought was one way, but you discover that it's completely different, or you thought it was originated from one thing, but you realize that it originates from, like, the source is completely different, or the inspiration is different than what you thought, and you find it fascinating and you want to learn more. You might be meeting someone that is very different than what you're familiar with, but very exciting, and that like really triggers your curiosity, like their way of living, the knowledge that they have, how they think, how they operate, what they know is just mysterious and new and exciting. And some might fear it, but for you it's like, yeah, I want to know more. Some of you are literally going into studying a craft of some sort, an ancient craft, either of divination or of healing. This could be tarot. Maybe you're getting my tarot masterclass. I don't know. This could be signing up for, philosophy classes in Open University. It can be so many things that have to do with some sort of wisdom that is either amorphic or metaphysical, esoteric in a way, or simply different than what you're accustomed to. I'm picking up Hogwarts kind of thing. So this could be either a work environment or a school environment that is very majestic and magical somehow. Like it has a very, it's like cinnamon, it's like cardamom. It's different and exciting, and you're not sure if you love it or hate it or fear it or excited by it. And it's like it brings up all kinds of feelings. And you know how most people have incense of like vanilla or lavender, but this is like frankincense. This is myrrh. This it's like dragon's blood. It's like something that oozes magic. Fun. I'm picking up on music. You might be composing something new or expanding your knowledge when it comes to a musical instrument that you're studying, or maybe you're a painter. Something with the arts, that you're learning a new skill and you're also learning the history of the skill, and somewhat it really really expands your talent, your own talent. Like knowing something academic or cognitive or historic about what it is that you do makes you better at it somehow. I think some of you might come across like a book and you'll read something in it and you're like, too many cards, but okay, I'll take it. And you'll read something in it that will blow your mind. You might be visiting someone's house and you're just, looking at their library and something catches your eye and you just open it randomly and in a page and you read the first sentence or a paragraph and you're like, whoa, and you're asking to borrow this book, or later on you go and buy the book, or it's just really nice. And oh, what is happening here? Okay. 10 of Swords, Queen of Swords, followed by 10 of Wands and 9 of Swords. What happened? What happened? Hold on. So 2 tens, 9 of Swords, Queen of Swords. A lot of air suddenly out of the blue. Like we literally had only, at first we had this 9 of Swords that came in really strong. But and the 7 of Swords, right? Yeah. Hold on, let me do my thing. Okay, that's plenty of cards on the table for now. Okay. Something that you will learn will be very uncomfortable for you to learn, because it's knowledge that challenges your status quo of how you're used to thinking or used to operating, and it's also somehow affects your basic daily decisions or daily routine. It's like, okay, now that I know this, I can't keep doing XYZ that I've been doing up until now every day or every week, because I thought it was this thing, but then it turns out to be that thing, and I supported that, but I'm not supporting this. So it's like it kind of changes the way you're thinking, and inevitably, if you feel like if you want to be like an honest person or someone who is, operating in accordance to what they believe in, like you have to change a behavior of some sort, and it's really uncomfortable habits-wise. You're like trying to wrap your mind around how to actually go about it. It's information that is burdening, but it's very truthful. It's not that you regret knowing it, you're grateful for discovering it, but it's more like, how did I not know it? Right? How am I only finding this out now? I'm also picking up on some sort of a grieving situation that is coming up. You might be reminded by it, or receiving some news about something, or there's an ending that you find uncomfortable, or someone in your environment. This could be someone in your environment, by the way, Pisces. This could be a family member, a friend, a coworker. I'm not picking up on a partner as much, but of course it could be that. They might be going through something and it affects you inevitably because you're so connected to them. I'm actually picking up on you trying to be there for someone who's experiencing a loss of some sort. I think it's someone in your environment that might be, might be going through something, and you're finding yourself trying to. I'm also picking up on trying to light a fire. Like, it looks like this guy is like carrying wood to light this fire. I feel like maybe a relationship suffered something, like maybe what you're finding out is a truth about someone that you really appreciated, or thought one thing and then you realize that you didn't know something about them. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not picking up on betrayal. I don't think like, oh, they cheated on me, or not that, but like some sort of pain in their life, or something that they had to go through, or that they're dealing with. Like, it's one of those things that you don't just immediately expose, like on a first date or with your coworker. It's something that only your closest people know. So you might be finding out something about someone that you know that, it's not, you're not mad at them. It's not something like that they did wrong you. It's just something about them that is, maybe it could be so many things, but it's hard for you to deal with it. But you're like trying to rekindle either the passion or how you viewed them. Like, you're trying to not let it affect you. That's what I'm picking up on. Very interesting. And this might just occur like in the mid trimester of February, like between the 10th and the 20th, something like that, like in the midst of February. Yeah, someone might reveal a secret. I'm picking up on a most likely a woman, some sort of a battle that they had to go through, or something that they are fighting, and you want to help, you just don't know how. Interesting. I'm gonna go deeper into this in the extended, because it's gonna be like a rabbit hole. I'm already picking up on that. So, and we'll see obviously more than just that. We'll look into that, but we'll see more. I'll take out more cards and clarifications, and we'll finish up with the animal spirit. But for now, there's two things I want to do for you guys. First, I want to pull out runes, messages from the Celtic Norse runes, to see what they have to tell my beautiful Piscean seekers for February. And I will also choose a spiritual message from the Major Arcanas in the Rider-Waite Tarot. Like, what's the one spiritual message, or energetic lesson, or challenge, or anything that you want to focus on for this coming month. But before I do, I just want to give a quick announcement. I opened a Patreon page. So for those of you who follow me regularly, all my content from Vimeo is also up there, and also extra VIP content. So if you want to become a patron, a monthly member, feel free to check it out. Link is below. But of course, if you just want one extended here or there, it's still available on Vimeo. And yeah, there's also Karmic Shift and Liberation. I did a special Vimeo extended for all the signs for this new year and new decade, to see into all your karmic drama that we're carrying from past lifetimes, from generational, and from our own self-made karma. And I really go deep into that, so feel free to check it out as well. Okay. Runes for Pisces for February. Okay. So I have Tir in the reverse. And he was, just like the Yggdrasil tree where Odin hung himself from, or the tree of life in Norse mythology or in the Kabbalah mythology. And then Isa. Okay. So this is what I feel like Tir in the reverse is what I picked up from the beginning here, where there might be some sort of masculine or male in your life. I'm not necessarily picking up on a romantic partner, although it could be, but it feels like more competitive, like that just brings the vibe down, and it's something that you feel like you need to deal with. And this it was here in the middle tells us that you have the power and the knowledge to deal with it, but at one point you'll feel like you just want to choose your battles and not deal with it and take yourself out of the situation. Feels like the smarter thing to do. There's a certain change that is coming, an evolution in your life, a certain turn that is coming up, that you know how before you make a U-turn you have to first slow down and then stop the car and then make the U-turn. So this Issa here, I feel like February, and this could be this here, might bring a certain delay in certain things. It will feel like a delay, but it's more like, you know, the system kind of slowing down in order to take a different route. Also, the death of the toxic masculinity is coming up here that I've been talking about since, well, throughout the entire 2019, actually, in my live videos, but I've been talking over there, I've been talking more like on societal, governmental structure level of, you know, the Capricornian, but the old shadow aspect of it, the toxic masculinity and toxic patriarchy that is crumbling and kind of showing itself, exposing itself and crumbling. But in the past couple of months, since last Yule actually, I've been picking up and talking about, you can see it on my IGTV, I did a video about it, inspired by a message from the runes, by the way, for Yule. So I believe it will be somewhere on December 21st if you scroll down on my Instagram, where I speak also on a personal level how the divine masculine is rebirthing, but in order for that to happen, the toxic masculine needs to dissolve first. So I feel like some of you out there, masculines, might be experiencing that. Like there might be an event that will cause you to shed the leftovers of, you know, aspects within you that weren't supportive of your own highest growth. And it varies between different ones of you. And for the feminines out there, you might experience a hold or a change with a masculine in your life that is about to go through that. So the advice is to just, if it starts with like conflicted energies, the advice is to just step back and let them go through their, whatever it is that they're going through. Okay? Awesome. Thank you for this. I'm going to keep you guys around for the extended. Now, let's ask for spiritual guidance. What is the spiritual energetic lesson or stage that my Piscean seekers or cross watchers or intuitively guided need to know for February? Oh, and happy birthday for my early Piscean birthday people. Happy birthday for those of you who were born anywhere between the 20th of February and the 30th of February. Congratulations. I love you guys. Happy birthday. Okay. Message for Pisces from the major arcanas. Wow, the Emperor. So the divine masculine and masculinity in general is very prominent here, whereas the feminine is more wise and somewhat in her own glory, in her own knowledge, and the masculine kind of needs to find himself in it. So the Emperor is one of the more practical, material 3D energies within the major arcana that is by the most parts more elusive, spiritual, etheric, and maybe psychological, right? But this guy is the boss. He's a leader. He controls the world of matter. He understands the world of matter very well, but oftentimes it makes him his emotional communication challenged because he treats everything like it's work. So, for example, if there's a conflict or a situation with a loved one, with a family member, or with his partner, he'll approach it. When I say he, it could be a masculine energy within a feminine, right? But it's a very masculine energy, so by the most part, it's male. He will approach it like trying to solve the problem or trying to be analytical about it or practical about it, whereas a more soft, fluid, watery approach is what is required. So the message here is to reestablish the masculine energy, either within you or with someone you're dealing with. And if it's someone you're dealing with, then letting them kind of stepping up to the plate. Okay? And it's also taking control over your finances and leading your own career. And because we spoke of promotion, this could be someone who is giving you that promotion, and you, or I forget that word, I'm sorry, I said it's a spiritual guidance. So this is more of a message that if you feel ready and worthy of something, you know, take control over the situation and approach your boss and be like, these are the numbers, this is what I did, I feel like it makes sense for me to be promoted or acknowledged in some way. So don't wait for someone to give it to you unless there's someone that is actively showing that they're about to give this to you. Okay? This could be an Aries, a Taurus, or a Scorpio, but not necessarily at all. If you want to know more about the Emperor, both in the spiritual aspect, energetic aspect, and in the reading aspect, I have a tarot masterclass, Bunkai. It's an online kind of Akashic Records archive that I've created for tarot. I will link the class for the Emperor below. You don't have to take all the classes unless you want to. You can simply just have the Emperor if you want to know more and deeper what's coming up for you in February, energetically and spiritually. Okay, guys, I will see you in a sec in the extended. If you jived, if you liked, if you enjoyed, if you connected, subscribe to my channel, press the bell button next to it to receive notifications. I love you guys very, very much, and I do have readings available. I do offer private readings, but it's for 2 or 3 weeks and on from now. Check out my schedule and book it if you want. Bye for now.